Greetings, special agents. This is going to be a quick update on a recent development in the Houston police murderers that killed Regina and Dennis in Houston, Texas. So the family, this is the headline. I won't bury the lead. The headline is that the family of the murdered couple hired a special investigator. And not just any special investigator. They hired an ex-special agent, a supervisory special agent with the Naval Criminal Investigative Service, who investigated. And I was kind of surprised by the findings of his investigation, because as a, former military type, they would normally be assumed to probably be biased in favor of the police. That said, he, quote, found no indication that any of the guns Tuttle owned were fired towards the front of the house at incoming police. That alone is a pretty big headline. Makes you wonder why we haven't heard anything like that out of the police, who are, in the middle of investigating themselves and saying that they don't need the federal government to come and do the investigation, that they can handle it themselves. Interesting. Also, other interesting things that this ex-special agent said from his investigation. The initial bullet trajectories appear to be somewhat contradictory. The attorney representing Nichols' family told the Chronicle that they see no evidence that anybody inside the house was firing towards the door. Some of the, Blakinger and Barnes Smith, I'm assuming that's the attorneys, report that some of the bullet holes outside the house appeared at least a foot from the door, suggesting one or more of the officers who fired at Tuttle and Nicholas did so blindly. Quote, you can't see into the house from there. You're firing into the house through a wall. So, obviously, so many of the comments, as I've done these update videos, have been, that the cops actually are probably the ones that shot themselves, just, firing blindly. Well, it would appear that there seems to be some evidence now that that's the case. It's also interesting. I have looked for a status update on the cop that lied to get the warrant and ended up getting these people killed. And I can't say this conclusively. I just have not been able to find information on the current status of this person. The last status update that I've been able to find is that he is still a free man on suspension. If any of you have an update on his current situation, if they've actually arrested him, please let me know. I would love to have that information. But as of now, I believe he is a free man. And I believe there have been very few updates out of the cops on this story since then. So this is a quick video. I'm not going to make another 45-minute one until we hopefully get some kind of closure on this story. I just wanted to let you guys know what I had found on it. Pretty big, damning news. And then finally, I have to mention, because it's critical to this story, is that even if this special investigator had found evidence that the Tuttle had opened fire towards the door of their house with, machine guns and tank rounds, it would not have affected the ethics of the situation. They had no victims. They had hurt no one. They had damaged no property, even if everything the cops alleged in the warrant that they lied in to the judge to get the warrant, to get the no-knock raid approved, even if everything they alleged, which we know isn't the case, even if it was all true, the ethics of the situation are still incredibly, perfectly crystal clear. They had no victims. There was no actual crime taking place. The violence in this situation from start to finish was from the police. It bears reminding people of that simple fact, because it's easy to forget when you're following stories like this where they talk about things like this. Even if they had shot at the cops that were raiding their house, those cops were the aggressors in the situation. The cops were there to create victims that did not exist before.